Do you have the other picture that I asked you to get, the other picture that was not voted on as part of this design?
No, I only have the two pictures that Main Street voted on.
I want to comment that
You committed to doing that.
No, I didn't.
Let's get to do it.
the commission received an email today. Some of you may have had a chance to read your emails before coming in from Mrs. Pastorius, who was not in favor. She didn't think this represented her family member very well. And I'm a little concerned about some issues here. One, some of the people that I've heard from said that the first one looked better, that this one looks too dark, it's not friendly, it's scary, all these comments that I've heard. Is there a way to improve on there's too much black or too much darkness, I don't know if it's black or blue, that they're talking about. These are things that I'm going to share with you that have been relayed to me. Then there was an issue that, well, how much did the city pay before? And don't pay any more money until it's done. Who's being held accountable and responsible for them taking it off the first time without permission from the commission? What if they do it again? Who's going to be accountable if whoever this artist isn't around to do the repairs as we move forward if it's damaged? Do you want to make Main Street the person who has the go-to from the city, or should the city just have the ability to just make the decision on who to repair it to begin with? Because it ties us to this particular artist forever, the way this is written.
No, it doesn't, because once that artist has passed away, it doesn't tie us to the artist forever.
That's
so,
a limit.
You know, that's I can't
next
Perhaps
issue
we can
there.
accumulate all the questions by the commission and then ask the Main Street to join us at the table and to answer your questions. Would that be
Next.
acceptable?
The next issue was
Yeah.
vandalism. The city will obtain insurance, number 6 on page 233. The city will obtain insurance for the mural. Have we asked our insurance company what the cost is do they know about this? Or are you just assuming that it's going to be insured because it's a city building without any additional cost? I like art. I think it's great to have art. Some of the suggestions that I've heard is, why don't we do more art and have some of the universities and schools do art in the city? That's probably not a bad idea. I see some artwork now already. I don't know how it's happening up and down Oakland Park Boulevard on the big walls of things. Have you seen it?
Called
The
graffiti.
artwork. It's not graffiti. The
Yeah,
whole
it is.
entire
It's-
walls are.
It's not graffiti in the sense of graffiti, but it's people that paint stuff on there.
Well, some of it's pretty good looking stuff.
I never said it wasn't, but
And I like it.
that is called graffiti stuff.
I like art. So to me, it's not graffiti.
Okay.
It looks nice.
That's the definition of graffiti.
And I'd like to see more of it. So
Yeah.
if we could get some of these questions answered, and the other question was that I was asked by a resident is, what if they don't sell the bricks per month that they say they're going to? What happens then?
Okay, so we'll try to, if we
Answer
get
all
the
these questions.
we can-
What's the cost to maintain it? I know it says it's guaranteed for 15 years. And then again, it shows here that another lighter version of it would have been better. And the picture that's facing south, the people preferred the picture facing east on the south instead of the east. I mean, these are all. I bet you guys have had the same emails.
Yes, we
Well, because that person didn't email staff, I sent the email over to staff today so they could respond to it, and they could, because that person did not email staff, so I sent it over to them.
Well, there was more than one. There was more than
Several.
one.
I know, I got
Yeah.
the
So if
the
you
one
could
got
start
late
answering
was-
all
there was-
those questions, I'll be happy to hear it.
Let's see if there are any more
Let's
any
go.
more
We got
questions
more
from the
commission. You got any-
Yeah, I just want to say that whenever you're dealing with an art project, you're going to have some disagreement about what people like and don't like. Here you have universal approval on the board of accepting this project. You have ArtServe that actually came out of their way to come here today and actually speak in favor of this project. I like I personally like it because it's something that's unique. It incorporates bricks, it incorporates art. And so it's not just a mural, but it is a piece of art with some depth. And I think that that's really interesting. We're all going to disagree sometimes on things. We have to come and mobilize behind some concept here. I also want to clarify what some of the residents said. The majority of this money is coming from the brick program to pay for this. The rest of the money is city's already committed to it. That's all the city's committed to is that extra money, $5,000 coming through. And so that's it. And it's a Main Street project, it's a Main Street thing. I love that picture, and I think it's going to have great impact when you drive up Dixie Highway. I think it's an exciting project, and it's something that will add a lot to the park. So I'm a hugely in favor of this. I know people are questioning what has happened in the past. I think what's great about this proposal is that you've actually went through step by step by step and said what's going to happen, what are the consequences if it doesn't work out, and I appreciate asking, making sure we put in something in there if there is incompletion. I think we've covered a performance agreement. So I support this project fully. And again, we can sit here and nitpick about the art, but that's art. We're always going to nitpick. I think this is a great concept, and it's an exciting concept. And as one of the residents said, it's dynamic like the music that Jaco produced.
I have one other question, if I may.
Oh, go ahead. You haven't had
When you
yours.
drive north on Dixie Highway, as you're approaching that building, there are about a half a dozen trees that are going to block the view of this. If you can't see it as an image, you're going to see it as dark colors behind the trees. So I don't know that it will not have the kind of impact that this image is showing on the screen right now, because there are trees that are going to grow bigger. I drove up tonight and looked at it. There are trees that are planted in front of it that are going to block it. I think it's too dark.
We got 3 too darks.
Okay,
Okay.
now,
Hold on,
When you're done,
have my
too.
say it. Let me tell you what. I think it's great. I think the dark and the light. It really contrasts great. The only thing I don't like is he's wearing an air conditioner for a hat. Somehow or another, we got to screen those air conditioners or something he's wearing an air conditioner for a hat. There you go. But I honestly, I think it really stands out, and I think it's excellent. I'm very, very impressed, and think this by these aren't so much bricks, they're painted tiles, so it really shouldn't be calling them bricks. And the way they've integrated them to there is just absolutely fantastic, because it doesn't allow a broken up picture. It allows a contiguous picture, because they'll be the same color as the mural is in the same spot they are. And I think Open Heart Main Street did a great job in this. And I've always said from the beginning, if you don't trust them to do it right, don't do it at all, because this is their baby, and I have to put my trust in these people. They spent a lot of time in this. They've gone through a lot of everything, and for them to come back with this, I think it really shows, the effort and everything that the Oakland Park Main Street has put into this thing.
secondly, we will maintain it. We do have $5,000 in the budget to do this. I think essentially we think the idea of 250 tiles at one time is a right way to go. It'll be painted in before that, and then we'll replace the paint with the tiles. I mean, they will be permittable through our process. They've met with our building people, and there's a way to go about doing it legitimately. There may be no other issues that administration has in terms of accepting the project if you approve it. I think the rest of it's all aesthetic, and I would defer to the board and Ziggy and ask them to come forward and make a brief presentation about the color and your thoughts, and then basically you make a decision on the aesthetics. But the pink is just for explanation purposes, and it really would be blended in with the color as I understood it. So we only wanted to show you 250 bricks tiles at a time. That was the purpose of that. And the darkness is aesthetic, and that's their issue. with you, not Pat and mine's issue.
And if I hadn't asked that question, I wouldn't have known.
Okay, that's right.